Is Steve Kerr a great coach? Let's get it.
Welcome to FaZe Fantasy Live with your host, Lonnie Z.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is FaZe Fantasy Live, and I'm your host, Lonnie Z. This is a special edition. We're going to be talking a little bit of basketball today. The NFL season is upon us, and the podcast will begin this week. We'll start off with some rookies and get you all ready for your 2024 draft. We are so excited. Football is here. It's back. And we're going to have a big year this year, and we're going to keep you up to date on everything you need to know to win and dominate your league. But before we get to that, I just had to come on a couple days early. Today, USA plays France in the Olympic Championship gold medal game. And there's been a lot of controversy around the USA basketball team and how Steve Kerr has handled it. Normally, I don't like to get involved in these things. I just let them play out. But I just couldn't stay silent any longer watching what I'm watching. It is incredible the mismanagement that Steve Kerr has been doing with Team USA. It almost appears like he's trying to lose the gold medal, and just how he's managing players. I don't understand it at all. So what I thought I'd do is just look at Steve Kerr for a minute. Take a look at his history, take a look at his record, and see, is this a great coach? Is he really a great coach? I grew up in the Bay Area. I lived there my whole life, and I know a lot about the Golden State Warriors. I watched Run TMC even before them with Alvin Adels, and they were always fun. Now, I wasn't a big Warrior fan, although I was a Warrior fan. I wasn't a big Warrior fan. To be transparent, I'm a Boston Celtic fan. But that has nothing to do with what you're about to hear right now. I'm not biased towards Jason Tatum like that per se, because I feel the same about Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton not playing in these Olympics or only getting a few minutes of playing time in these Olympics is, to me, crazy. I don't understand how a coach can't figure out how to get 12 players to play in a 40-minute game. I don't understand that for the life of me. And I'm not the only one saying that. That's coming out through ex-players, current players, NBA Hall of Famers, All-Stars. They're all coming out saying the same thing. What the hell is Steve Kerr doing? Now, if you look at Steve Kerr, he inherited a great, great basketball team in the Warriors. Mark Jackson was originally the coach of the Warriors, and he was the man that helped build the team. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. He helped bring that core to that team, draft that team. He had a falling out with the ownership. They just did not see eye to eye on everything. Mark Jackson had won 50 games the year that he was fired. And then he was fired. They brought Steve Kerr in and said, here you go. The team's all ready. And that team went on and won a championship. And, I always said anyone could have coached that team. It was a great team. A bunch of young guys coming up, and they were just hitting their prime. And we saw the dynasty begin. And everyone was going crazy. The Warriors in the Bay Area, we were all really, really excited for the Warriors and their fans. It was just nice to see them winning like that. In 2016, when the Warriors won their record-setting 73 games, that was unprecedented. But that year, Steve Kerr had a back injury, and he missed more than half of their games. Luke Walton coached the team and won more games that year than Steve Kerr did. So, how much credit does Steve Kerr get for winning those 73 games? So it just goes to show me that it was the players on that team. It wasn't so much the coach. It was the players. And if you look at that year's championship, that was 2016. In 2016, The Warriors were up 3 games to 1, and they're the only team in the NBA Finals history to be up 3 games to 1 and not win the championship. They let the LeBron James led Cleveland Cavaliers win 3 straight games. Game 5, they won 112-97 in Oakland. Game 6, they won 115-101 back in Cleveland. And they came and closed it out in Oakland at the arena 93-89 in Game 7 to mark the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history and the biggest defeat in NBA Finals history. So we can say all we want about Steve Kerr, how great he is or how bad he is. But let's just look at what's going on here. You have Jason Tatum, who is an NBA champion, won the gold in 2020, was one of their leading players, and Steve Kerr is acting like he can't find time for him to play. What the hell's going on? Is there something underlined with Kerr and Tatum here? I don't know if there is, but it just tells me that you can't be a great coach if you can't figure out how to get great players on the court. Now, granted, this team is stacked, but there's no scenario where a player with the caliber and the accolades of Jason Tatum does not play. Tyrese Halliburton, yeah, he's young. He's just coming up. He's just happy to be there. But even get him in the game. There's no reason that you can't get those two players some playing time. I just think that Steve Kerr is one of the most overrated coaches in NBA history. I think that he was handed a great, great team. And anyone, I mean, Luke Walton showed that anyone could win with that team. What they did 2 seasons ago, winning the NBA Finals against the Celtics, was great because I really thought that they were done at that time. And I have to give Steve Kerr some credit for that, for sure. But let's all keep it real. If you're a basketball fan and you watched that series, it just was the will of one man. And Steph Curry, they talk about him as the greatest guard to ever play the game. And I would not argue with that. He is definitely great, and his ability to take over a game at his size is incredible. So that series, I have to give to Steph more than I do to Steve Kerr. And we'll see now moving forward how great Steve Kerr is, how great he is with mediocre players or declining players. Steph Curry is still great, still great. But Klay Thompson's gone. I don't know if Draymond's coming back. Draymond's probably past his, we all know he's past his prime. But even Draymond has come out and spoke against his coach, saying that it's totally wrong that Tatum did not play or has not played. And we all know that it's wrong. I don't know why Kerr is being so stubborn, but they almost lost. And I know I'm saying almost because they did come back and win, but they came back and won because of Steph Curry. Once again, Steph Curry just decided they were not going to lose and carried that whole USA team on his back, despite Steve Kerr's stubbornness to maybe try and inject some life into the lineup when they were down by 13. Halliburton could come off the bench, hit a few threes, spark something. Tatum definitely can come off, get a block, get an assist, score some points, get to the line. But no, Kerr just wants to prove that he's right. And that's what's wrong with sports sometimes. You have a bunch of egos out there, even in coaching. And I just think that the fact that he's not playing Jason Tatum is just shows that, he's not a great coach, period. He's just not. And obviously he's not a great people manager. He thinks he is, and everyone would tell you he is, but no, he's not. And for Jaylen Brown to not even make that team, it makes people really think, what's going on here? Like I said, I'm a big Celtic fan. I've watched Jaylen Brown's career just like I watched Larry Bird's career. I'm not comparing the two. But I do know this. If I had to pick Jaylen Brown or Derek White, I would pick Jaylen Brown. Nothing against Derek White. Derek White's a really solid role player. He's excellent at what he does. He has a lot to do with why the Celtics won the championship this year, just as much as Jaylen Brown does. But if you put them head to head and you're picking, you have to go with Brown because Brown can actually do everything that Derek White can do and then some. But maybe he's too much of an alpha and they didn't want another alpha on that team. Maybe they wanted it for chemistry. That's why Brown got snubbed. And then to make it even worse, Tatum doesn't get to play in the opener, and then he doesn't get to play in the first elimination game. Who knows if he's going to play today in the championship against France? I don't know. He's not in the starting lineup. The starting lineup came out, and it is not Jason Tatum. He's not in there. Kevin Durant is starting. Devin Booker, Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid will be the starters in today's game. I just think that it's really a bad look for NBA and for USA basketball because what they're saying is that you have a player that's just come fresh off of an NBA title victory, first team NBA, multiple All-Stars, already an Olympic gold medal winner in 2020. He just got the biggest contract in NBA history. And you're saying this guy isn't good enough. You know, there's 10 other guys that are better than him. That's just wrong. 100% wrong. And I'm not saying anything against those other 10 guys because they all belong there too. But there's enough room for all of them to play. And for someone who does this for a living to not be able to figure out how to get them all playing time, he must be a moron. And he said, oh, I wouldn't wish this on anyone trying to figure out how to get, 12 players, let alone 11 players, let alone 12 players to play. It's hard enough even in a regular NBA game. Stop your crying, Steve Kerr. Are you kidding me right now? We're supposed to believe what comes out of your mouth and not what we're actually seeing happen. Steve Kerr, to me, it's just wrong. He said that he felt like an idiot. Well, maybe he is an idiot. He said it. I'm just going off what he said. He said, I felt like an idiot when I didn't play him in game one. Well, how does he feel now? Does he still feel like an idiot? Because, it's idiotic not playing him. So maybe he is an idiot. Maybe he's telling us something that we didn't know all along. Because those are his words. I felt like an idiot. Well, Steve, maybe you are an idiot. I don't know. Only you'll know that, I guess. And then on another topic, I just wanted to touch on this other little topic real quickly. Gilbert Arenas came out on his podcast the other day, and he said that he thought that Derek White being on the Olympic team was a joke, that he thought Derek White was just happy to be there. When it's all said and done, and these are Gilbert's words, his career stats is not going to match up with the gold medal. So it's kind of weird that he's going to have a gold medal. And they haven't even won the gold medal yet. And this is what Arenas is saying. And that Derek White's career is not going to match up with that. He didn't deserve to be there. Blah, blah, blah. Now, a lot of people think that. A lot of people think that Derek White didn't deserve to be there. They thought that Jaylen Brown would have been the next guy in line or should have just made the team outright. I'll give him that much that maybe he has a problem with Derek White being there. Okay. But to say that his career won't match up with the gold medal, Derek White just won the NBA championship. I mean, come on. He's one of the best players in the NBA right now. He's not going to make an all-star team, or at least he didn't make it this year, and he probably won't make it next year. But he's definitely very, very valuable to his team and all the things that he does. He's a ball hawk on defense. He can get hot and hit the three. He's just a really, really strong player. And so for Gilbert Arenas, who, first of all, doesn't have an Olympic gold medal or has never played on an Olympic team, who, second of all, has shown that he has a history of just making bad choices and just saying stupid crap, hence the gun in the locker room incident, who also has never been to an NBA Finals, not unless he got invited to watch it like one of us would have, let alone played in an NBA Finals. So he doesn't have a championship. But this just goes to show you what kind of mentality Arenas has. He has 5 NBA championship rings, Kobe Bryant duplicates, that he purchased from the same company that makes the rings at $20,000 to $22,000 per ring. He purchased them so he can have an NBA championship ring. What a that and he's going to talk about Derek White's career won't match up with the gold medal. Yeah, Gilbert. Yeah. That's why we can't listen to stupid things. That's just moronic. And I'm sure it doesn't take many of you. I don't care if you're the greatest Gilbert Arenas fan in the world. That statement that he made has to be considered moronic. You know, I hope USA wins today just because I'm an American. But part of me is saying if they lost, I wouldn't be too mad at it either because Steve Kerr, in his own words, is an idiot. But I can't go that far to root against him. I'm red, white, and blue, true and true. Go Team USA. Hopefully Tatum gets some play today. I just had to get this little rant off of my chest before I start the fantasy football stuff, which is coming up this week. I'm so excited. We have been doing so much research and we're breaking down these players, breaking down film. We're trying to get you all the best information for your drafts. I know that drafts are right around the corner and you are preparing now for that. So thanks for listening and we will catch you on the next one.